I wasn't on the list. That's what my father said. Calm. Distant. Like he was enforcing a rule, not rejecting his son. I didn't flinch. I smiled, not from grace, but because it was the only thing keeping my control from slipping. I held out the box, wrapped in deep navy paper with a silver ribbon. No words, just a nod. Then I turned and walked out of the room. Out of my own father's retirement celebration. He had no idea who I had become. That was his blind spot. As a kid, he made it very clear, I was optional. My sister? She was the star. She could set the whole house on fire and he'd blame faulty wiring. Me? I got silence for birthdays and judgment for existing too loudly. But I never fought it. I studied it. I noticed how he turned on the charm when people were watching, how he faked pride with backhanded compliments in front of his peers. I remember how his eyes would slide right past me, like I didn't even take up space in the room. At 16, I won a citywide tech championship. He didn't show up. Didn't even mention it. His response? Coding's not a real skill. Try doing something that matters. That night I made a quiet vow. I would matter, but not to him. To the world. A decade passed. Not a single call. Not a single word. I didn't mind. I was too busy building. Silently, obsessively. One startup in a cramped apartment turned into another, then a product, then an entire company. Today, I employ over 300 people. We have government contracts. I sit silently on the boards of companies where men like my father now come groveling for investment. So when I heard he was retiring, I wasn't shocked not to be invited. But I RSVP'd anyway. Just to see how he'd respond. His reply came through his assistant. Impersonal, detached. Due to limited capacity, only immediate family and close professional contacts will attend. Thank you for understanding. I was his son. Not adopted. Not estranged. His flesh and blood. But somehow, still not family. I wore the suit anyway. Navy. Perfectly tailored. I walked into the ballroom holding the gift. Security didn't stop me. Why would they? No one imagined the son they all forgot would dare to show up. Then he saw me. He didn't even pretend to be warm. Barely looked up before muttering, "You're not on the list." I handed him the gift. No smile. No scene. Just a turn of my back and a quiet exit. As the speeches began, I had nearly reached the lobby doors when I heard it. "Wait, sir, 1 second." A voice called from behind me. I turned slowly. It was one of the catering supervisors, white shirt, slightly crooked name tag, tie loosened at the collar. "That's my boss," he said, loud enough to cut through the ballroom hum. "That's the CEO of Next Layer. He signs my paycheck." The room fell silent. Heads turned. Even my father froze. His jaw clenched. The energy shifted. Murmurs rippled across the crowd. One of his colleagues stepped forward, eyebrows raised. Then another, a man I recognized. He'd tried to pitch me 2 months ago. He stopped dead when he saw me. Our eyes locked. I gave him a nod. Then I looked back at the catering manager. "Thanks, James. Appreciate the hustle. See you Monday." He grinned. "Absolutely, sir." And I walked out, letting the silence bloom behind me. Letting the truth hang heavy in the air. The gift? That was the final stroke. Not sentimental. Not angry. Just sharp. Precise. A framed photo from 3 years ago. My father at a golf outing, arm in arm with a man now serving time for insider trading. Beneath it, a simple line. "In case you forget who you shook hands with." That man? He had been a silent investor in my father's firm. Now, a federal prisoner with a memory like steel. I never sent the photo to anyone. I didn't need to. The suggestion alone was enough. It's incredible what quiet shame can do. A few days later, my phone rang. For the first time in 7 years, it was him. No apology. Just questions. "What are you trying to prove?" I didn't respond. "You think all your success makes up for the disrespect?" I laughed at that. Because the truth was simple. I didn't want his respect. I wanted his silence. He built his life on appearances, immaculate suits, polished charm, confident chatter over steak dinners. And I ruined all of that with a single walk-in, a single gift, and a single employee he never even saw as human. That's what he taught me, how to disappear. So I became fluent in invisibility, learned how to operate from the shadows. And when the time came, I made sure that the moment I stepped into the light, he vanished inside it. I wasn't on his list. Now, he's not on mine either.